Welcome to Vaani Media, where we explore the latest trend and innovation in the world of technology and businesses. I'm your host Shivani, and today we have an exciting episode lineup for you related to education with Manjunath ji. So, welcome to Manjunath ji, and we'll discuss more things. Hello, Manjunath ji. How are you?
Hello.
Namaskar. कैसे हैं आप?
I'm fine, doing very good. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. So, could you share your journey as like how did you started? Could you describe yourself, please, to our audience?
Okay. This is a typical question that happens in any interview, and many people will start telling, I am Manjunath, I am this, the things like that. I would do it in a way little different, where I really describe myself. I am Manjunath, that is, cannot take away from it. I am a result-oriented guy. I have a very strong balance between task orientation and people orientation. I am good in intercommunication skills, and I am very focused on what I do. And my passion is to help people live the life of a powerhouse.
Yeah, that's
This
amazing,
is
sir.
my personality introduction.
Yes. Tell us, sir.
This is my personality introduction. As far as my person is concerned, yeah, I am born and brought up in Bangalore. Of course, as a part of my job, I have toured across the country. And I put in about 50 years of work experience as a performing corporate employee and an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
I am a specialist in psychometric assessments, and currently I am authoring 6 books.
That's amazing, sir. That's amazing. So, if you allow me, I would like to ask you one thing. Like, what inspired you to design your own set of 7 psychometric assignments, and how do they differ from other, like, from conventional tools?
Yeah. I was introduced to this world of psychometric assessments when an organization with whom I was working earlier, that is ICICI, selected me on the basis of a psychometric assessment. So I got attracted to the questions that were asked and the inferences that came out of it. It was more or less tallying with my real persona. So I was curious to understand what this is all about. That is how I started learning psychometric assessments. I did 3 certifications in psychometric assessments. As and when completed each of them, as a part of the program, I had to debrief or administer these assessments to others and give them a debrief. And when I was giving debrief to them, they also felt it is by and large tallying, but not exactly tallying with their life journey. So maybe around 60-70% tallying, some maybe 80%, but I wanted it to tally to 100%. Then when I sat with the people who trained me and went through the questions, went through the entire process, I saw few disparities, few gaps rather, where assessments could have been much better. However, how much ever I tried to convince them to modify their questionnaire, somehow I didn't succeed because most of them are international certifications and making any change is very difficult. So I thought instead of making someone change, why not I be the change maker? And I designed my own basket of 7 assessments.
That's
Did lot of research, did lot of soul searching to design these things. But end of the day, it came out well. And the good news is, people to whom I administer the assessments, the type of feedback that I get is, how do you know me so well? We have never met each other any point of time. And you are relating my life journey exactly the way it has happened. So to that extent, I am happy that the assessments that I have designed, number one, are accurate. Second point, why I designed questionnaire is, normally the subjects like psychometric assessments, no, somehow it is seen as a domain of some intellectual, and where armed Janata take it, and then this intellectual will give a sort of a sermon that I know, you do not know. This is the equation. When people get their inferences, they are not able to understand how did these inferences come. To that extent, I thought it is not a fair game where people should be on a level playing field. Whatever be the expertise the person has, even if he's not able to make the client feel that he also is traveling with this expert, then
Correct.
the effectiveness is not that much. So this made me design my assessments in such a way, use day-to-day situations, and make the questions in such a way that it is not a difficult task for the person to provide their answers, and still we generate the type of inferences which are tallying with the person's life journey.
Yeah, that's amazing, sir. Really, that's great. And like we thought to, will definitely go through these path and will follow these things. So could you just tell what type of life stage challenges do you plan to address? And like how do you do your assignments guide viewers through these problems or statements or path?
Okay. The seven assessments basically it takes the person through one's life journey. Like, for example, initially we are all born with a set of likes and dislikes. I'm sure all of us are aware of that. And
Mm-hmm.
these set of likes and dislikes remain with us like that throughout our life. Whether we are allowed to exhibit them or not, they remain our likes and dislikes. So this is one assessment which I designed based on the theory propagated by a very well-known human scientist called Carl Gustav Jung.
Mm-hmm.
So this assessment I call it as FIST, FIST. The first uh, the the first alphabet of four words which Carl Gustav Jung talked about, which is present in each one of us, which is feeling, intuition, sensing, and thinking. So these are
Okay.
the four attributes which he said it is present in each one of us, and I named it as FIST. It is also in a way tallied because when we say fist, when I close my fist like this, no one knows what is in my hand. Many
Right.
times even I would not know what is in my hand. So if we have to open our fist to people, then people will know what is my personality, what are my likes and dislikes. So
Mm-hmm.
this is my first set of assessment rather. Then what happens to each one of us as we move forward in life? We start getting influenced by people and situations around our life. For example, I don't wear a sweater all the time. But today I am in Shimla, weather is quite chilly. So I
Yes.
am influenced by the weather and I'm wearing a sweater. So
Correct.
we all of us do that, getting influenced by people and situation. And based on this, whether it is a fact or a perception, we start modifying our behavior. So
Yes.
this is a theory which was propagated by another scientist called Dr. William Martson. So
Mm-hmm.
which is popularly known among the psychometric assessment world called as the DISC.
Uh-huh.
Instead of calling it DISC, I call it as PICS, PICS, which again represents the first alphabet of four words, which is powerful, influential, compliant, and steadiness.
Okay.
So now, when we apply these two assessments to a person, the person will have a very clear profile about with
Mm-hmm.
what set of likes and dislikes the person is born with, and what is the modification the person has undergone to one's own life because of the way he chose to interpret people and situations around his life. And then when we compare the scores, we will exactly get to know where are the stress points for this individual.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
And depending on the area of stress, we also will be able to predict what is the likely reaction to stressful situations from this person. So this is
Mm-hmm.
my second assessment, which I call it as PICS. PICS, in a way, is also a short form for picture.
Mm-hmm.
And this assessment, what I wanted to convey is we are born with a set of likes and dislikes, but we picturize ourselves to be somebody else. So, which is why the PICS also tallied with the name that I gave. Then, as we keep modifying our life and then we start reacting to situations, adjusting
Mm-hmm.
to situations, we actually become somebody else over a period of time, which I call it as, which I named the third assessment as time itself, which is
Uh-huh.
again in short form, this is me.
Mm-hmm.
So we all get into a total transformation at some point of time and then start acting, start behaving in a way that can be far away from my original design. So this is time, and through this assessment, we help people identify what is the person's approach towards number one, sense of urgency. Is it high or is it low? How does this person communicate? Is he a diplomatic communicator or a straightforward communicator? How is
Right.
his interpersonal skills? How is how is this person disciplined in his life? Is it organized in a way, or is he a random type of person? So
Right.
like this, when we start applying different assessments, then and as we keep interpreting these scores, people will actually be able to relate key turning points in their life. This is where my thinking changed. Yeah, this is where I became somebody like that. They are able to relate to that.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the assessments, 7 assessments serving different purposes uh, in terms of a diagnostic tool. Now, the books that I am writing, they are being written in the brand of Lifelines for Life. I am sure most of us have seen KBC, very popular program, Kaun Banega Crorepati,
Mm-hmm.
where the person who is answering the questions put forth by Amitabh Ji, when the person doesn't know the answer, he or she is given a lifeline where they have another chance by
Yes.
seeking expert opinion, seeking an opinion from someone else. I thought it would be great if in our life journey, if there were to be lifelines,
Mm-hmm.
where whenever we are stuck at any situation, there is a lifeline available to us so that we are able to overcome that particular blockade and then convert, what should I say, a breakdown into a breakthrough. So this is the spirit of lifelines for life. Now, when we take anybody's life journey, uh, when you say I'm zero when I'm born, and maybe
Right.
70, 75, when you say I want to retire from all active life as such. Life is never a straight journey. It's a series of ups and downs that we pass through.
Mm-hmm.
And when we look at again each life stage, there is a particular challenge that one needs to overcome. Like, for example, a student, the life stage challenges that the student will have is the person has to enhance one's learning effectiveness. The person should be able to choose the right type of course or career to pursue, which is supported by one's intelligence. In today's times, attaining an ideal study life balance is a big challenge.
Right.
So these are the things that one of the book that I am writing under the series, which is called as Way Forward, addresses these three critical pointers to the student as also to the parents.
Okay.
Number one, just to repeat that, it helps the student to enhance one's learning effectiveness. It
Mm-hmm.
helps them choose the right career or the course which is supported by their intelligence, and then it helps them attain ideal study life balance. Next life stage that we get is obviously when one starts to get think or one thinks of getting married, whether it could be an existing couple or a prospective couple, a need for them to know each other in a accurate way will be much more important than in a superficial way.
Right. Right.
Typically, when two people interact, especially as prospective couples, the interaction will be more on a superficial level where both would be interested in showing the best side of their life, and both will be somewhat ignorant to the shortcomings of each other. But over a period of time, what appears very insignificant start looking so big to people that many times people say, I can't live with you.
Mm-hmm.
There is
Yes, sir.
no point in taking such a decision after choosing to marry, after liking somebody for whatever period one likes. So this is a book which is called as Forever Life,
Mm-hmm.
which I have written. And this book helps people identify and celebrate the similarities and differences between two people.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, two people are different, but how are we different? And how should we, instead of seeing them as shortcomings, how can we celebrate these differences and make these differences work for both of them
Yeah.
in a way it is constructive? This is one objective of Forever Life. Second objective, I mean, I have spoken to many couples before giving this assessment as to what they want to achieve in life. individually. And the aspirations of both of them, there is no rule that it should tally, which means both will have different motivators. Number two, it is also a very strong possibility. What one thinks as one's own strength may not be seen as the same strength by another person.
You're right. Same.
Maybe I think I am a very strong communicator, as an example, but my wife may say, I don't think communication is his strength.
Okay.
She might be thinking something else is my strength. Same way, I might think that maybe I am a short-tempered guy. Maybe I think that is my weakness. But my wife may say, no, that may not be the thing. So here, through a series of interactive and experiential exercises, people will exactly identify what are each other's strengths, how do each other see as each other's strengths,
Right.
and how do they set goals that are both empowering and collaborative, so that their journey of life both have equal share of participation, success, and achievement in whatever that they achieve as couple. My idea is not to stop divorces from happening. I am nobody to do that. But it is to give them every reason for them to ensure that the marital life will continue to be a blissful experience for people.
Yes.
This is the second book. Third book is called Life Pit Stop. I am sure you have heard of pit stop. You have seen even pit stop where a motor in a motor race, a motor car stops at a particular point of time, fine tunes itself, and then again, it zooms. In our life journey, where is the pit stop experience? Very few people have a pit stop experience in our life. We just keep on moving without really bothering whether the direction is right, whether the speed is right. And when we arrive at a particular stage in our life, we wonder what did we do?
Yes.
Which is not a good feeling to have. So this book again helps people attain three objectives. Somehow the three has stuck to me. I have 3 certifications in psychometric assessments. I have 3 postgraduate qualifications. Most of my books deliver 3 results. So Life Pit Stop, number one, it helps people to identify the purpose of one's life. Each one of us are born with a specific purpose. Sometimes we lose track of that purpose and then we try to pursue something which is totally not the purpose for which I am born. So there are a lot of successful people, but there are not that many happy people. Success and happiness are totally 2 different entities. Yes. I may become successful, but I may not be happy because predominantly people will not be pursuing their purpose. So this book helps people identify their life purpose. Then number 2, it helps them redesign their life goals surrounding 3 dimensions of their life. One is their profession, their passion, and hobby. And I have also given people 3 distinct definitions to that. Profession is something what we all are currently doing, which basically gives us bread, butter, jam, whatever. So there I have to be successful, and therefore, what is the type of profession that is most likely I will succeed in? Even if I am in a current position, what are the things that I have to do so that I become successful? Yes. This is regarding the profession. Second is passion. In each one of us, there is a burning desire in each one of us to add value to somebody else, with or without monetary consideration. Money comes, good. If money does not come also, I want to do this. So I help people identify what is their passion. Yes. Third is hobby. Hobby is something contrary to passion. It is a very selfish activity. Maybe if I say cooking is my hobby, I might be among the worst of the cooks available in the world. But I love that activity, and therefore it gives me happiness. It's a very selfish activity that we do. So I help people identify what is their right profession, what is the passion that they may like to pursue, and what is the hobby that they may like to get you, all based on the intelligences the person has. This is, again, we identify what are these intelligences through another assessment called measuring aptitudes and performance. Right. This assessment is based on theory propagated by Dr. Howard Gardner. I shouldn't forget the people who contributed to my creation. So Howard Gardner suggested that there are 9 intelligence points in our brain. Each one of them have developed at a particular efficiency level. And as long as we keep nurturing those intelligence points, that means as we keep the activities that we perform are supported by these intelligence points, there is success and there will also be happiness. So through this assessment, I have what should be one's profession, what should be one's passion, and what should be one hobby. Right. Then another book, which is called as Magic Wand to Understand Human Behavior. Each one of us have our own idea about what human behavior is all about. Most of our assumptions or most of our beliefs are right. But is there scope for widening that understanding? Definitely there is a scope. So this book helps people widen one's understanding of their human behavior. It helps them understand the actions and inactions of people around their life. To which most of the times we react in a right way or wrong way, we keep reacting. So instead of reacting, why don't I get into the habit of understanding people so that things will be much better. And this book also will give them opportunities for them to understand the implication that I leave on others because of my own actions and inactions. As much as others are affecting my life, I think even I am affecting others' life. So it helps people understand all these things. Thereby, the purpose is to help awaken the human scientist in everybody. So this is another book.
Yeah.
One more book, I'm calling it as Twilight, which is for people like of my age, how to make my life complete. And whenever God decides to call us, at least the person should be able to recognize that this is the same fellow that I sent. Because of my varied changes that happened to me in terms of my behavior, attitude, personality, it should not become so deviating that even God will not be able to recognize me. So it is in a way returning to be oneself and how to complete all incompleteness in one's life. So like this, different life stages, different books, all these are being written in the form of self-help workbooks. The idea is nobody should have the shame of sharing their challenges with somebody else. Many people consider it shameful. So why should they undergo this torture? And if I can provide them the right tools, know-how on how to use those tools and handle them in terms of overcoming their challenges, I think the purpose of my life is met. So that's how I saw myself. And then that's how these books came into being.
Yeah, that's amazing, sir. It really deep into your course and like related to your challenges, everything journey. You have discussed everything. So I would like to ask you as a mentor, what is the most rewarding except of like guiding individual through their life of journey? Like how they can predict or how they can just solve this problem. Like as you, as you as a mentor, what tip you want to give to our viewers to solve their like lifestyle, how they can just help in like ongoing process life, how they can help their self.
Okay. See, nobody likes misery in life. Nobody likes hardship. Actually speaking, nobody need to go through a hardship. But we all go through it, much against our own will. And all that we need as a mentor, all that we provide to people is, we just clear the cobwebs within their thought process.
Right.
And make their journey, they feel that it has become smooth. When I say, okay, when I talk, as an example, if I have to say, I have done quite a number of couple compatibility coaching. When couples came to me with a very disturbed state of mind, and then after the entire program, they are happy, it does not mean that both of them had a change in their behavior. Both of them continue to behave in the same way. But what has changed is the way they react to the situations has changed.
Right.
Same way, as a mentor or a coach, whatever that we call ourselves as, our job is to help people clear the cobwebs that may be present in them, show them the mirror, they know the solutions. It is just that we need to give them the right direction and probably a bit of a nudge once in a way, and then life will be smooth for them. And the biggest reward that we get out of that is, while money definitely is rewarding, that's definitely not the main reward.
Mm-hmm.
A thank you or a sort of an acknowledgement years after they have gone through an experience and say, yeah, on that day, whatever that you did, it is helping me today too. These are the fulfilling moments that people like me experience in life.
Yeah, that's really amazing, and definitely viewers will like this tip, sir. And I would like to close here our podcast, and I would like to thank you for choosing this platform to introduce your new YouTube channel here and related your podcast and everything you have shared here, this information.
Yeah.
And
Sorry,
really
I didn't
thank
talk
you.
about my YouTube channel, which I will talk with your permission.
Yeah, tell me, tell me.
It is not that everybody will buy my books. It is
Mm-hmm.
not that everybody will go through my mentoring program.
Yeah,
But I want to be a cause for people to overcome their challenges.
yes.
So I'm starting a YouTube channel with an intention. It will be a sort of a general open forum whereby they not only get educated on human behavior, life stage challenges, whether they become my clients or not, irrespective of that. Any challenge that one may face in their life journey, they can ask me the question and be assured that I will provide them the same quality of answer that I would provide to a client who pays me the money.
That's great, sir. They will definitely contact you through this podcast. In description, we are going to give your related contact numbers. They can directly contact you through like call or SMS or email or like your podcast, like your YouTube channel as well. We are going to share this detail on description. And really, really thankful Manjunath ji to come this platform and discuss about this topic. I'm really glad, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Suggest to them to contact you also, your organization also,
Yeah.
because I think you guys are also doing a great job. Let
Thank you, sir.
you also be the catalyst for people to overcome their challenges.
Yeah, sure, sure, sure.
Okay?
Thank you. Thank you,
Right.
Manjunath ji. Thank you.
Thank you.